We're going to talk about Terminator Genisys, which is everywhere. I mean, hell, they were sponsored on Raw. I'm seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger show up on YouTube videos with YouTube stars on like these multi-part, like 5-minute videos. It's like, wow, they're really pushing this. This is the first time I'm seeing like a major tentpole summer blockbuster film actually like incorporating with YouTube to push it and having the star. Imagine you're Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're like 60 years old now. Some of the biggest some of the biggest movies ever, and now you have to act alongside these little kids on YouTube like to push your movie.
Well, and it's funny too because you mentioned that it was on Raw. I mean, and I don't really watch Raw per se, but I mean, I remember that was common in the 90s, the late 90s, where like they would promote a movie or something as paid advertisement space. But I don't think they've done that in a very long time.
But now it's like they're showing it like on the promos, everything, and like they're really incorporating the entire show. Hell, WrestleMania when Triple H came down,
oh my god,
Terminators all around them.
How did I forget that shit?
So basically, the first Terminator trailer I actually thought looked pretty cool. You had a little, basically just a rehash of what the plot is, which I think is interesting on its surface. Is that it's basically a rehash of the first film where they send Kyle Reese or John Connor, the savior of the future, sends Kyle Reese back to save his mother from getting killed by the Terminator in 1984. But the twist is that when he sends when he sends Kyle Reese back, there already is a T-800 that exists there from what looks like 20 years before, so it looks like the whole timeline has been shifted where they sent a Terminator back earlier to help train Sarah Connor to prepare for the 1984 Terminator set in the first movie, the young Arnold T-800, which actually is at least that's not a reboot. At least it's something to, with time travel, like the new Star Trek movies coming out, you can reboot it but have it be separate without, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's the plot. So in the first trailer, they had this Asian cop T-1000 show up. I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea. T-1000 comes back. But the second trailer, and now the commercials, have basically given away seemingly all the major twists and plot points.
Including the movie posters, I believe, have that shit plastered on them.
So basically, I'm not giving away because it's on all the commercials. So it turns out now then that somehow not only is there a new Terminator model that's even more advanced than even, I guess, the one, what was it, the T-3000 or 2000? Excuse me, it was like T3 or TX in Terminator 3.
That was 3000, but okay.
Whatever the hell it was. There's one more advanced than that that's almost like an amalgam of the endoskeleton and the T-1000 that shows up, and not just shows up, it is John Connor somehow. So somehow in the future, the Terminators and Skynet have captured John Connor and incorporated him with a Terminator and sent him back to kill his mom. So it's like, that would have been cool if you hadn't known going in, and that was a cool plot twist. So now that's revealed in the freaking commercials. And it was also revealed was older T-800 Arnold facing 1984 Arnold, which the CG looks absolutely amazing. If you've seen some of the clips, like, they got it just about now where they can CG younger actors and get away with it. We're almost at that point now.
Oh, yeah.
And that was given away too in the commercials. So much so that the director, Alan Taylor, came out and says the marketing gave away too much. He basically said, I certainly directed those scenes with the intention that no one would know.
Right.
So he's probably like, what the fuck are they doing? They're giving away all the big twists.
To me, it's no secret between at least you and I. I don't really bitch about it. I mean, it's part of our podcast. It's what we were supposed to do. But it's no secret to you that I don't like covering trailers on the podcast. And the reason why is because I do believe that this has been a trend, especially in the past 5 to 10 years, that I'm really not a fan of in any way, shape, or form. The Jurassic World trailers eventually gave away far too much, things like that. And they're just showing too much on these commercials, and especially the trailers. Too many things that seem like major plot points. And when you go and you see these movies, you do still get some twists and turns that are interesting. But imagine how much better they would be if you didn't know anything, which is why when a game comes out that I'm interested in, or a comic, or a book, or a movie, I try to put myself on media blackout so that I can go in as fresh as possible. And I know it's a marketing thing. On one hand, marketing thinks by showing this, it's going to get people into the theater. On the other hand, it completely kills my fucking buzz to go see a movie.
The director even said that there was a kind of challenging calculus going on in the heads of those who marketed this thing to decide that this was the right thing to do. I think they felt like they had to send a strong message to a very wary audience because of Terminator Salvation, which did mediocrely, that this was something new. This was going to be new territory. They were concerned that people were misperceiving this as kind of a reboot, and none of us wanted to reboot two perfect movies by James Cameron. I think they felt they had to do something game-changing in how the film was being perceived. So you understand that from marketing, there's tons of money into these movies. You want to be able to see it. There has to be a better way, though, especially giving away on the freaking movie posters that, surprise, the last third of the movie, you're facing a John Connor Terminator. And it's like, all right. I mean, they probably could. In my head, you want to get it right, give away one or the other. Give away hell, you give away that old Arnold's fighting young Arnold. That's probably all you needed. You can probably then kept the John Connor in your back pocket.
Exactly.
You know
that
what I mean?
I feel like that would have, because when that was revealed, a lot of people got excited, and you know that's enough. That's what I'm saying. Like, even though I feel like some of these are giving away too much, at least some of them keep twists in their pocket. I'm wondering how many twists are left in this.
It's not just that with these trailers now. They give away every major movie beat that I joke with people. Now when when I'm in a movie theater with someone, I'll tell them how the movie goes. That's this part of the movie. This is the ending, and I'm almost always right because you know.
Oh, you mean when you're watching a trailer?
Yeah,
That's why I hate them, because literally you can watch a trailer and it's usually out of order. But if you're at all intelligent, you look at it as puzzle pieces and you're like beginning, middle, twist, end, and it's like, well, I'm gonna go see this, but I mean, why?
Yeah, hell, when I watched the Village trailer, I knew the twist of it just by watching how it's presented. I'm not saying I'm the smartest person in the world, but I was like, oh, you know, the twist here is that, you know, they're modern times and they have to be right. But it's just the structure of these that really bothers me the most. You know, it was a good trailer or first teaser. It wasn't the best movie, but if you see that first trailer for Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer one. The first trailer is literally just a 2-minute segment when they first meet the Silver Surfer, and Human Torch, Chris Evans, chases him around up into space and lets Chris Evans fall back down to Earth unflamed. That was an awesome first trailer because it didn't tell you that much about the movie, but it showed you Silver Surfer. And I'm like, oh, there you go. That was
something
very
that you already knew. You already knew.
You already knew that from the title, but it gave you a taste. A good trailer gives you a taste and feel of the movie without giving everything away. And unfortunately, that's where we're at. I think the first major time I saw that was going back to Castaway, where literally you didn't have to see the movie afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
They even showed him returning off the freaking island and meeting back up with Helen Hunt. And that was, what, 97 or whatever that was, you know? 98. And I was like, what the forget it. Now it's over at this point. So I'm not saying it's a bad movie because of the trailer, but now I don't want to see it because of the trailer. I'll wait till it's on FX in a year or HBO or whatever else.